In the last episode, I made this amazing glow squid farm, which has been running nicely while I've been safely here AFK in my little box, and as a result of that, we now have an absolutely ridiculous amount of glow squid sacs. 134,000 of them, as well as a whole bunch of nuggets of XP as well. And that means today we can use all of those glow ink sacs to make some of my favorite blocks. The light blue light blocks, as well as the green light blocks and the lime light blocks, and basically all of the light blocks. I'm so excited. I've just got to figure out how to get out of here now. I guess we go up here and up here. And there we go. And today we are going to be doing what oh my goodness, that's a lot of donkeys while I've been AFK. Right, yeah, we're going to be building another one of these skyscrapers in order to turn all of that tasty glow squid stuff into, oh my goodness, that's a lot of pillagers. Huh. I guess that's what happens when you go AFK for a while. They just, oh jeez, oh my goodness. I should probably leave this area for, oh my, where's my waystone? Here it is. Let's just go away to the power station. That should be far enough away for them to unload. While we're here, we'll have a little bit of a snooze. There we go. And now if I fly back towards them, hopefully they will have all disappeared and we won't have a pillager and donkey problem anymore. We still got a donkey problem. That's free leather. If only I had a sword. I gave it to my glow squid farm. Axe for the win. Not a single piece of leather. Anyway, it's skyscraper time, and basically what I'm going to do is copy and paste this bond, but have a completely different set of things inside it. And I guess we need to figure out exactly what's going to be going on each level. And figure out how we're going to get the glow squid items out of all of that deep pit down there and up to where we need them. And then figure out how we're going to get all of the concrete from the concrete factory and the stained glass from the stained glass factory over to there so we can process them as well. Now in the future, what I am going to have in this area is a transport network, which will be transporting all of the items from these factories we're building to a storage system, which will probably be in one of these buildings, and then distributing them where they need to go. But I don't have that right now, so for now, we're just going to have to wing it. So levels then. We're going to need a storage level for our storage as well as a ground floor, which I've added to my clipboard. We're not going to need a pressing or blasting section, but we are going to need sections to craft all of the things. And there are 16 different colours of light blocks, and there are 16 different colours of glass light blocks. So we're going to need 32 crafting stations, each one with 5 crafters in it. And the recipe for this means that I can't link them all together. However, I think I need to do a test. And for some reason in my test world, I'm a tunnel rat. Anyway, what I want to know is, can I cheese this a little bit? Yes, that's a rat pun. See, realistically, we only actually need those crafters there, but that's going to make it very difficult for me to get items into all of them, because we need glow ink in there, and there, and there, and there, and then our concrete in there, which means I need funnels on the back of all of those. And funnels are very expensive, and crafters are quite expensive too, but you get 3 of them, whereas funnels are actually really cheap. Right, anyway, my thoughts are, if I go like this, and I add in the corners, right, bear with me, and I join them together around the outside like we did with the other factory, then if I put those in one, they go in all of them, which is not the recipe. However, if I then put these little cover slots on those ones and then click on there, I can still fill them all in, which means I only need 1 funnel on the back of each of these. And that does make life a little bit easier, because then we can just feed each one of these with a belt rather than having a mechanical arm put in the items into each one. Am I going to be me? I'm me again! Hurrah! I don't know why I'm not me on single player, but there we go. So this one, for instance, here actually has the passer blocks pushing the items in, which is nice and easy. Although incredibly expensive, but it takes up a small amount of space and it makes just getting the items where you want them nice and easy. And that means we could do a layout a little bit like this, where we've got crafters back to back, our little storage system in the middle, and just passer blocks on each side. And that is going to make life significantly easier to build, because the alternative, hopping back to my test world, would be to do something like this, which would mean having at least 1 mechanical arm. We might be able to get away with doing 1 if we filtered these and had these as brass funnels. See, if I was to replace all of these like this and put brass funnels on there instead, we could then save ourselves a mechanical arm by filtering all of those to prevent other items going in, putting the concrete on there, and then basically picking up from both of those and depositing in all of these. And I think that should work, and then we could have something like that. But that's still an awful lot going on for a little crafter compared to this, which is significantly smaller. We can't get this any closer because the funnels would bang into each other, which means we're significantly deeper than this system here. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be more expensive than this. It's just a few extra crafters. How hard could it be? What could possibly go wrong? And that means we actually need 288 crafters instead of 160, which is, yes, well over 100 more, but I think it would be better. And realistically, how many can we get on each floor? We can get 4 on each floor, which means we're going to need 8 levels just of crafting. Which means in total we need 10 floors. And to go to sleep again? Bedtime already? Jeez. Which means our skyscraper's going to be exactly the same height as this one, it just doesn't need all of the stuff in between the levels. So I could basically schematic cannon a copy of the framework for that one, get it placed over here, and then all we got to do is build all of the crafters, which means I only need to build those once, craft all of the items, and get the schematic cannon to put it on all the other levels. So this should be relatively easy. However, it would be significantly easier on the new version of Create 6.0, because I could use a whole bunch of new transport systems to do it. So Create 6 was just released and it's all about storage. Basically, people are saying it is the equivalent of Applied Energistics 2. And I think the people that say that have never really played Applied Energistics 2, or at least are ignoring some of the more intricate bits of Applied Energistics 2, but the idea is very similar. We have a storage network at one end, which is containing a whole bunch of items. For me, I've got all of my concretes, I've got all of my stained glass, and I've got glow ink sacs all in there. We've got a little packager here with a little frog thing on there. We've got a blaze burner showing us all of the different things that we've got inside of our storage, and we've even got a little stock ticker for ticking stocks. I don't know, you've got to have it. And then we got all of this cardboard in the middle, which is totally unnecessary, but this entire board here is basically my factory. But before we get to that, let's go to the other end. At the other end, we have another little frog sat on a barrel with a funnel coming out, a little bit of a belt going into another packager, and here we have our crafter. And notice we just have one crafter. That's right, one crafter, not 32. Also notice there are no funnels or passer blocks or anything else like that going into this crafter. All it requires is a packager. Now that little storage network, it's all its own thing, and this one is too. So if we click on this little blaze burner, it'll show we've got 4 white light blocks, which are the 4 that are in this box here. If I take those out and click on that again, we've got no items. And that's good, because what we can do then is we can come to our board, and we can say, right, I need in that little area over here 4 white concrete light blocks, 4 black ones, 3 blue ones, and 2 red ones. And then you tell it where you want those items to be kept, and that is crafter, because that's what I've labeled it over there. And you can already see going on above my head, the things are going on. This frog is taking packages out of this packager full of the items that are required, putting it on there, and this frog is taking all of those, putting them in the barrel, and they're going through here into the crafter. And as you can see, we are crafting different items on the same crafter. One crafter to rule them all. And that means in this little box here, we're getting all of the items, and that means we can determine exactly how many items we want. And once it's finished making all of those items, it will stop. It's not just going to keep going and overflow itself. We've got a white one already. We've already got the 4 black ones. We've got the 3 blue ones. We've got the 2 red ones, which means it just needs to finish the white ones, which it's doing now. And any second now, there we go. It's done all of that, which means the entire system has stopped. It's no longer running, and we've got everything we need. And we don't have to just do the concrete light blocks. We can do the glass ones as well. So let's choose crafter on all of these. And let's say we want 10 of those. I want 2 stacks of those ones. I want a few of those, and I want a few of those. And now they're all just going to get sent over. All of the right items are being packaged up by this little fellow here. They're coming across there, and they're going into here. And we don't need to have the fancy chain conveyor in the middle. We could literally just go straight out of that storage system, straight into the crafter. No frogs required, which is absolutely insane. It's amazing. It's the best update that Create has ever done. I want it, I need it, but there's a problem. Look at it go. Oh, look at it go. jeez, I can't leave this world. I've got to. The problem is that that's Create 6, which requires Forge because there's no fabric version and I'm running a fabric mod pack. The other problem is, although there is a version of that on Forge for Minecraft 1.20.1, which is what I'm running on here, even if there was a fabric version, it would completely conflict with all my other mods, so I can't upgrade to it, which sucks, which means I'm gonna need 32 crafting stations instead of just a couple of frogs. Oh man, it's so annoying that I have to do all of this work when it would have been so much more fun just to add frogs. Ah, jeez. Anyway, right, let's get this skyscraper built and I'll go cry into my hanky while that's building. Well, everything is now in place. As you can see, there is a storage system just here. I've put all the threshold switches on. We actually need one of each of the items to set the redstone links properly, and I need to do the same thing on each of the floors that's got the auto crafters on, which there are 8 floors of. And yes, it took me an absolute age to craft all of these things, but we managed it and it should be working. If it wasn't for the problem that each one of these crafters uses 512 SU. That's a lot of stress. And with each crafting station having 9 of the crafters, even with 4 of them blocked off, that is 4,608 SU per crafter, which means each floor requires 18,432 SU. That's a lot of SU. So that means the motors that I've got, which I've actually added 4 of on each, don't actually generate enough stress to even run one floor. That's a bit of a problem. But thankfully there are other motors in this pack, so we're going to be getting rid of these ones here, grabbing my jewel bag and heading over to the power station because there's some machinery there that's going to help me build some better motors. Inside this building just here, we have a setup that allows me to electrify stuff, which is very useful. It's actually for creating wire, but if I modify this slightly, I'm going to be able to make overcharged diamonds, as well as overcharged iron and copper circuits, I believe. Oh, geez, no. What? Superheating? But then there's another problem. So the motors I want to build are these reinforced motors, which needs overcharged diamonds, redstone, brass, diamonds, and iron and shafts, which is all easily achievable. However, the problem is these only generate 8,000 SU each, which is over 10,000 short for each of the floors. But thankfully, these strong motor extensions exist, which allow you to increase the stress capacity of the motors by 800%. But of course, there's another problem. Not only do they need even more of the overcharged stuff, but they also need copper circuits. And copper circuits are a big problem. Although it's only copper wire being deployed onto a blank circuit, the blank circuit requires superheated blaze burners, iron, redstone, stone, and nether quartz. And we haven't got to a superheated point yet. However, a few episodes ago when we were building our power station, I was discussing the fact that we should be able to superheat things using boiler heaters, but I didn't think it worked. In fact, I came to my test world, showed it on camera not working, but then others actually said in the comments that I didn't look closely and that it had indeed worked. So I'm hoping that we can take another look at this and maybe use our nuclear power station to actually be able to superheat things. So of course we need our nuclear power station and we need a boiler heater that is superheated. Now this is releasing 500T, whatever that means. So I'm assuming that means that that is actually, hot enough. The first thing we need to do to test this, of course, is put some ingredients in here that will mix together when superheated. And of course for the circuits, that's stone, redstone, iron and quartz. So let's dump a few of those into there and see if it will actually heat. At the moment it's just sat on a heat pump, so I doubt it will, but if we actually move this boiler heater to under there instead and get rid of those ones, hopefully it will. It is superheated, but the mixer is not mixing. It's very hot, but it's not mixing at all. Oh, it's a press. I'm a moron. It's a press. In which case, let's get rid of that. Let's stick a press there. Let's get rid of all of these, and we'll put a press there, and then I just need a gearbox on there, and that's going to start working. It did, and a little bit of shaft to this one, and hopefully it did. It worked. So we can superheat things with nuclear power. But have we got enough power? Back at our nuclear power station, we are running 4 giant reactors, which are all absolutely full to the brim with fuel. We've got fuel sat here waiting to go, which can only mean we've probably got way more power than we're actually using. If you haven't watched my power station video, those nuclear reactors are basically just heating up steam engines, which is creating all of the power that we're using in this area. And no doubt this one over here is broken again. Is it? No, it's working. Oh good, they're all actually working this time, that's good. So we should be able to steal a bit of that heat energy and make ourselves a little press system over here to make those circuits, and that really shouldn't be too difficult. So the first thing we can do here is stick down, I guess, somewhere roughly in the middle, a boiler heater, and then we can connect that from the boiler heater all the way over to these boiler heaters, and that should transfer the heat over to those, which means that's going to start getting very hot. It is, there we go, it's very hot now. Then we just need a basin with a press on top, and then we just need to steal a bit of this power for the press. So let's just bring that down behind all of this, and then we can connect that to one of these, I guess. If we bring that over this way and then bring that way, and then just do a little bit of that. We've managed to overstress it. Of course we have. I forgot these were at maximum capacity. Well, that's annoying. In which case, what we can do is add ourselves another little boiler heater in here, and maybe we'll have one there as well, and then what we'll do is we'll make ourselves a tiny weeny little steam engine. If we pop that on there like that, and all we need to do is get a bit of water to this, that should generate enough power to run this press. But I can't get power. Oh, jeez, where am I going to get the power for the pumps from? Got an idea. This may be a little bit of a squirrely mess, but it's my squirrely mess, and that's what it's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to come off there, bring this round here, down underneath there. That's now, you've not got enough water because you're a moron. Okay, we're going to come under here, like this, all the way over to here, bring that round there, and then if we make this a little bit bigger, still no water? Why no water? You've got water. It's in the pipe, bro. How are you so bad at having water? Right, forget it. This is a stupid idea. We'll get rid of all of that and we'll figure out another way to power this. And now this is stopped. What? You've got water. Jeez. Useless machine. I don't know why this one seems to struggle. All of the other ones are fine, but this one always seems to have a problem. Anyway, power for this. Please tell me there's enough stress left over here. Let's just bring that out a bit, throw on a stressometer there, and yeah, that's using all the power, sending it to our little power station-y electrical grid here, which is getting it turned into electricity for us, but we're using 4 full-size steam engines to do that, and we're not using anywhere near as much energy as we're creating. So what I'm going to do is just disconnect this one from its thing over there, which means we now got all of the stress available to us to actually power this thing, which is a little bit overkill, but it's gonna do. So with the gearbox and a little bit of shaft, we can now run that. Probably want it going faster though. So let's try and squeeze ourselves in a little bit of a speed controller. Spin that round. Put a gearbox there instead and put that on many. And now we have a superheated thing that doesn't actually look like it's superheated because that's not producing anywhere enough heat. We need still more heat. Or instead of using heat pipes, if we use heat pumps, they will distribute the heat a whole bunch better. There we go. That should make many heat over here now. And I'm going to do the same thing over here for this one. Hopefully not set everything on fire and turn it all to lava. And hopefully these are going to get really hot now. Yes, it's pumping nearly 500 through there. Sometimes. There we go. Nice and hot. Now all we need to do is get ourselves a bunch of those ingredients. Throw them all into here. No, stop it. No, stop. I don't want it. I don't want redstone blocks. Stop it. You stupid machine. Remove that. Stone, iron, redstone, quartz. And a press. And it's making iron blocks. course it is. You stupid! Stop it! Okay, this time I'm going to do one at a time in there so it can't make anything else. Then put that on there, and now we've made that, I can do that set of filter, and now I can throw a stack of each of them in there, and we can make many circuits. Now, the reason I've added 2 more of these here was because I thought it'd be a good opportunity to have a mixer here as well, although, as you can see, having too many of these boilers is basically using all of our heat, so I'm going to switch those out with some more pumps. There we go. So now that should have plenty of heat, and that should crack on. Why are you stopped? You've got heat. You've got 4,000 heat. What's your problem? Is it full? Okay. Oh, oh, wow, you get loads. I've got 64 blank circuits. Well, I'm going to throw a bunch more in and have some more anyway. No, I'm not. There we go. We're going to have many circuits. So now we've got a bunch of circuits, I can modify this system in order to create the things we need. The first thing I'm going to do is remove that and put a deployer there, and let's actually have that facing down in the correct direction. There we no, oh jeez. And I'm going to give that a whole bunch of this copper wire. Then I'm going to get rid of this saw because we're not going to need that. I'm going to extend this belt, get the power joint back in, and now hopefully if I put on some of these blank circuits, they should go round and end up as copper circuits. Excellent. So let's chuck half a stack of those on there and get those all turned into copper circuits. And now we need to energize some diamonds and some iron, which means getting rid of the deployer now and putting the electrifier back on there. Energizer. Yep, one of those. So if I stick in a stack of diamonds in there and a stack of iron in there, they're all going to get energized. Yes, lovely. And other than making 2 reinforced motors, I don't think we need anything else other than a bunch more autocrafters. I should have some left over from what we built earlier. I do, I still got 103 of them. Excellent. We might as well make a little auto crafting setup in here while we're here. And it's a weird shaped one because why wouldn't it be? We need 5 across 3 down on that one and 5 across 3 down on that one. And that's almost what I made. Excellent. And we need power and shafts. And now my crafters are activated. My diamonds and my iron are ready. So let's first of all make ourselves a couple of reinforced motors. And I believe the recipe is something like this. I think it was redstone and brass there, and then those there, and then those there. Did I get it right? No. I think I got my redstone and the brass the wrong way around. Let's try again. I made one. Right, we need another one. Unless it get... Oh, you do get 2. But I'm going to make more anyway. Because why wouldn't we want loads of these? There we go. Let's have some more. And there we go. That should now give us a whole 8 of those. And in order to make these, we need to make more of those. We just need... Oh, it was overcharged iron sheet. Can I overcharge iron sheet, or do I have to... Oh, I can. I don't have to just squish it. Oh, that's good then. Excellent. So this time the recipe's a bit simpler. It's diamonds there. We've got circuits there and there. We've got a whole bunch of iron sheet there, a whole bunch of iron sheet there, and a motor in the middle, and hopefully this is going to work. It did. There we go. 2 strong motor extensions. Let's have a couple more of those. Just like this. There we go. We now have 8 strong motor extensions, but only 4 strong motors now, so I need to make some more of those. Which brings me back to this recipe again. There's 2 more. And 2 more, please. Just like this. Nice. So now we've got 8 of those and 8 of those. We should have plenty of power now. Hopefully, if it works the way I think it does. Which it probably doesn't. So back at our new skyscraper then, I guess I need to put my motor on the end of that like that. That's going to power it, but... Oh, it does have enough stress? What? Oh, because it's going slowly. Can I make it faster? Surely there's a speed thing on here somewhere. Okay, let's put the motor extension on. Ah. And then if we move these so that they're on the motor extension instead, maybe? Is this how it's going to work? No, I think you still need... No, okay, you still power that. The motor extension just helps. Right. So if I put that on at 800%, that's going to give us 65,000 SU. It's got plenty of power. And now I can make it very fast. And that's going to allow for at least 2 of the floors. Let's see if we can bring it up any higher. More shaft. Get rid of this bit and put another one of those in there. Yes, that's another floor done. More shaft. I can't reach. I need to be higher up. Let's get rid of that one. Put another one in there. No, we can't do 4 floors, but we can do 3. Okay, good. So that just means we're going to need 3 of these motors in total, I guess. With 3 of these. Now, I'm assuming we don't need the full 800% capacity on there. If I was to drop that down to 400, then it overstresses. 680% is what we need. Okay. The question is, though, can I then put another one of those on there and give it even more? I don't think so, no. Okay. So then we just need to attach the little thingies like that. Get them all wired up. And now we've got 3 motors all going like Billy-O. Oh, no, that was fine, that one. We're going to extend. No, stop it. We'll extend this one by 3 as well. 1, 2, 3. No, how am I overstressed? What? Oh, now everything's overstressed. Why is everything overstressed now? You've got no power. Have you got no power? Because you disconnected a power station? No, there's loads of power at the power station. It didn't need it. Let's just add another one of these in then. And instead of having all 3 of those going over to that one there, in fact, let's just go... Oh dear, I broke everything. What are you getting upset? Why are you breaking? Let's have 3. Let's take that to there, and that to there, and then that one to there, and maybe that will be enough power. Technically, it's all coming off the same thing, so probably not, but we'll find out. Why did my motors keep breaking? Stop it. What is going on here? Why do you keep breaking? Why? What is going on? Right, we're just going to go back to having 1 for every 2 floors. It's the only way I can think of reasonably doing this, because otherwise it's going to just totally get itself upset. Stop breaking for no reason. Why? Oh, create new age, you work so well. Oh my goodness me, this is ridiculous. Stop it. No. Oh, jeez. Okay, so a couple of minutes later, I now have the 4 motors in. They are not connected to anything at all yet, mainly because every time I connect them to everything, all of the shafts decide to melt themselves, and everything seems to be all right. They're all running at full speed. They've all got 680%, but they do say they're not storing any energy, so I guess they're using as much as they're getting. So let's see if we can actually connect these things now. If I connect that to that, yes, this one's actually going to connect. That's good news. And that one is as well. Excellent. And that one. And that one. Okay, we've got 4 layers all working. 5, 6, 7. And the final floor. Can it cope with it all? It can. It's all running. Excellent. So I don't know what that weird glitch was, but I have had a lot of weird glitches like that with the new age add-on for Create. Let's just hope it's going to be stable from now on. So now that we've got all of those things in place, we need to think about how we're going to get the glow ink into the system from down the hole that's down there, and also the concrete and the stained glass into the system as well. Now, what I've done previously is literally just linked up the storage systems all together. So I would just link that one to this one and then it can get the items it needs. But at the moment, it doesn't actually know what items it needs because I've not set any of the filters. So before we do that, let's concentrate on getting the glow ink, which is down this hole, which now has that in the way, from down there up to here. And I think the easiest way to do that is probably with some fans and some chutes. I mean, unless you want me to cheese it. I can always cheese it, and that's nice and easy. You see, we could actually use the Waystones mod to move items over relatively long distances wirelessly. This is a warp plate which is attuned to this warp plate, which is on top of a smart chute which is filtered for diamonds, and this barrel is empty. This is a creative crate, which is basically our glow squid storage system, and if I was to put a brass funnel on there and let the diamonds come out, they will go onto that warp plate and they will then just be magically transported with all of the noise in the world over to here, where they will then go in the barrel. This is an incredibly cheesy way to move items long distances. The problem being, though, aside from the noise, is once this barrel fully fills up, as you will see in a moment, there we go, they have fully filled up, diamonds will sit there and just start to accumulate, many of them, and then eventually they will start to despawn. But there's a way around this, and yeah, I need... Shush, jeez. What we can actually do is stick a threshold switch on there with a redstone link, and then we can put our funnel back on there with a redstone link on there, and we'll set that to diamonds and that one to diamonds. We'll invert this so that it picks up the signal, and that means that when I spin this round, no more diamonds are going to come out because this is full. So when I get rid of all of the diamonds from there, that will kick back in and they can start filling up again, and that will fill up the barrel again. Which means we're not losing any diamonds, we're just literally having to deal with this horrendous noise when we're in the vicinity of it, which is, you know, it's got quite a good range on it, to be honest with you. It will be very annoying. Oh, it's gone away. How close? Here. All I have to be is this far away and it's going to be the most irritating thing in the world. But only while it's running. So, I need you guys to help me out here. What do you think I should do? Write a comment whether you think I should use the cheesy teleport way of doing it or whether we should build it with fans. And while you're fiddling about with that comment section, why don't you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're not already while I start putting in a system of fans, because I'm pretty sure most of you are going to tell me to use fans because that's the correct way to do it. Okay then, so utilising a system of fans, the first thing I need to do is put down a couple of these fans. They're wall plates now, as you can see in my inventory, they are fans. Now what I need to do is actually click on those, which will allow me to get an attuned shard. That one's for the left, and this one is for the right. That means that the XP is left, and the other, oh jeez, left and right's backwards. Only in my mind. So yes, XP and glowing. Then I need to place down the other two, like so. Get the attuned shards from those. This one is going to go into there, and this one is going to go into there. Now that means this one here is going to go into here, and this one here is going to there. It doesn't actually matter because both of these, well, it does matter. Jeez, we need the greeny looking one for XP and the bluey looking one for glowing. Well, that works out okay. The colours match. Okay, good. So green XP, blue glow squid. So let's grab those. Head back up out of here. And we're going to put the blue one on this chute that I prepared earlier, just like this. And we're going to give that that one. There we go. Now that's attuned to that one. That's very good. Now we need to go back down the hole because I've forgotten something. And what I need to do now is use that there with a redstone link on it, inverted. And I need to put glow ink on that. And it has got glow ink sacs in there, but they're not going anywhere. I guess this is too high up off the floor. If I throw that one on there, he says, is it going to go anywhere? Maybe. Possibly. Okay, right. I think these need to go a block higher up, which means it's going to be much easier to make these a block lower down. So let's move that out of the way for a second. Oh! Well, that's not ideal. Yeah, I guess these need to go a block lower down. In which case, let's put that there and put that attuned shard back in there, and hopefully they'll all start vanishing off to where they need to go to. And now I need to break this one, put that one back down there, like so. And maybe we shouldn't have 64 coming out at a time because this might be a problem. So let's just take that to 1 for a moment so we don't lose too many. Let's pick as many of these as possible back up again and put them back in the system. Oh, and I've gone through, but nothing is coming through here. But I came through. But now we're just pouring them all over the floor because the crafters don't have the other things in. How are they ended up in the mid? Oh, because I don't have... Oh, jeez. It's a good job we've got so many glow ink sacs, really, isn't it? It's because you're trying to cheese it. It's karma. It's a pain in the butt more like, mate. Right, okay. Let's go back down here and figure out what the problem is there. Because clearly, these are not going anywhere, are they? We need to stop this. Let's just move the box for a minute. Did the box just go in there? Tell me I didn't just lose my box. Oh, it's there. It's okay. Just shove all of those there for now. Let's pop that back down there. Take those out of there. Put them in there. Right. And I guess we should probably do the same thing with the XP one for a minute. No, don't go away. And we'll put the chute there with the redstone link on it. And this one is going to be XP and XP, but this could be a bit of a problem because this is going to have to travel an awful long way, and it felt like I was going somewhere when I stood on that. It's tuned to something. That one's tuned to there. Oh, that's why it wasn't working then. I've got the wrong one in the wrong place. Right, okay, good, fine. Well, that's nice and easy then. All I need to do is take that out of there, take that out of there, and put that one in there, and hopefully now this one is going to be tuned to the surface. It is. And this should be tuned back down there. Excellent. Good. Right. Now this can go in there. Excellent. We can put the glow squid box back up there, like so, and they can start going through, but I don't actually want them to go through yet because that's just going to break the system again. And I believe I've just sent the box back. Oh, jeez. Anyway, heading back up to the top. That's this side sorted out. But where's the XP going to be going? Well, that's going to be going back to my storage system where my big old XP tank is. So now I need to go to my waystone, I need to go back to my storage system, and if we look down here, you'll see I already have a little thing set up with it. There we go, just needs a waystone with the shard in there, and now if I throw some XP on there, yep, they're going to end up in the XP system, so that's good. And hopefully if I stand on here, I'm going to end up back here. Excellent. And now if I stand on there, I'm going to end up back here. Amazing. Now what happens here is the XP comes into there. It doesn't get stored. It actually comes out of this funnel, which is now facing the wrong way around. There we go. And then it all goes into there to get turned into liquid XP, which means I can stand here and fix all my tools and repair things. So that's why that exists. So now I just need to go back. Now we can put this there. And that can all start going through, and I really don't care about having that on a redstone link, because if these despawn, it's not the end of the world, but again, I'm only going to send through one at a time, so it's just not clogging up the entire thing. But we do need to worry about this, which means we now need to get all of the other ingredients sorted out so that I can actually, you know, block off the filters and stop it just throwing stuff all over the floor from the crafters. And now apparently we have a problem here. They're not actually going in for some reason. Is that broken? Oh geez, I've got a lot of those. Why are they not going in there? I can't even put them in manually. There we go. Now they're going in there. It's not noisy at all. And now I can flick that back round. They can all get sucked into there and get turned into lovely liquid XP. Oh, wonderful. This is working lovely. And hopefully I can repair that. There we go. Everything's working nicely. Oh, the quietness. The quietness. Now what I need to do is a whole bunch of crafting. So a few minutes later, and I now have all of my items where they need to be in the storage system. I haven't put them on the redstone links just yet. I've still got to do that, and I haven't linked up my glow squid to the glow squid system just yet, although I am going to be using these still. I just won't be able to send the ones back to the workshop for the XP because that keeps overflowing. But we'll worry about that in a minute. First of all, let's get the filters on the back of these sorted out. And here we go with these last 4 blocks. That is all of the filters on the backs of these done, but I still got to do the filters on all of the redstone links up here. And we'll start with the stained glass variety. And I just have to go down every single floor and put the right colour in the right spot. And that's everything for the stained glass light blocks. Means I can dump all of those back in there. And now I need all of these back out again so that I can do the other ones. Just like this. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun filling in filters. And I didn't get brown. Oh jeez. And there we go, that's all of those done now. So everything's correctly filtered, which means if we were to turn this on, it wouldn't overflow, it would do the right thing. But of course, it's not connected to the stained glass or the concrete yet because we haven't attached that storage system to this one, and we still need to deal with these glow ink sacs. So we've got our warp plate set up here to receive, so let's go put it down there and hope it will send them without causing us loads and loads of problems. And I'm going to change this slightly because these smart chutes are not an ideal way of doing it. So let's get rid of that and get rid of that. Let's break this block and that block. I'm going to put the glow ink sacs back there. I'm going to move this warp stone up a block, and I'm going to do this exactly like we did in the test world, so that if there is an item on there and it's not going anywhere, the funnel won't drop any more out. So now I should be able to turn that on. We can start dropping those out of there, and that means they should now be going into the system. In terms of the XP, we're just going to leave that here and not worry about it. So there we go, that's all nice and tidy now, and the whole thing's stopped because this is turned on, which means we're not just spamming those warp plates with tons of items. Right, anyway, so that means the only thing left to do is attach this to that, reconnect the power, and we're in business. Let's grab a whole bunch of this trim and temporarily for a few days, maybe, until it takes me to get this transport system in place. We'll just connect this. It's all good. Don't worry about it, guys. As long as it reaches, we'll be all okay. Hopefully this will be able to pick up both the stained glass and the concrete once that's done. Let's find out. It can. Wow, and the dyes as well from the dye farm. This storage network is ridiculous. Good. So, all I've got to do is literally connect the power, and these things are going to kick in. Oh, and there we go. We've got this again. Okay, so let's disconnect it from these bits first. Jeez. Stupid create new age and its stupid motors. You're doing it wrong. I'm not doing it wrong. I'm doing it exactly the same way I do everything else. Nothing else has this problem. Just the create new age stuff. The steam engines from the nuclear power station itself, it's just all kinds of wrong. Doesn't work. You're doing it wrong. I'm not doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Right, everything's disconnected. Let's see if we can actually attach the power lines again now without them falling to bits. Can I attach that one? No. No, of course. Really? I've got to disconnect the motors again? It's so annoying. Okay, if I put a motor back on, is it going to be okay? I don't know what I did to fix it last time. All I did was went away from the area and came back and it was all right. But I've just been away from the area and it's still doing it. It's literally not connected to anything at all. I hate these stupid motors and their stupid faces. I don't want to redo all the shafts all over. No, stop it. Why? This sucks. This seriously sucks. If you know what I'm doing wrong, please do leave a comment and let me know. And it's not because of the speed. There's not too much speed. The rotation's not fighting against itself. There's none of those things. It's just being dumb. Okay, I have a plan. What if? Hear me out, okay? We remove all of this, right? Okay. We remove all of these, and all of this, and those. And we just burn the whole thing down. I'm joking. I've got a plan. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get ourselves some chain drive, and we're going to run that at this point here, up there like that. Let's just remove some of these for a minute. We're going to stick our stupid motors on the back of the chain drive, like this. All 4 of them, and stick the stupid things on the backs of those. We'll then get our little thingy bobbies and stick them on there. Thingy bobbies? Yep, thingy bobbies, and we'll attach all of those just to one of those, because I think it's fine. Get rid of that, and we'll reattach our power over to there. Now all of those should be turning, and if we stick this stressometer on here, we should be able to get 32,000 stress from those 4 motors. And if we get them all running at the same speed and increase their power, let's go 800 on all of them. Why not? What could go wrong? We got now 262,000 SU. Very nice. Because we only actually need 148,000 SU. So now we've got all of those going nice and slowly in there and even storing power, which is very nice. We're going to come over here and which one of these can I get rid of? Can I get rid of those? Yep. I'm going to stick on a speed controller there, put one of those there, get rid of that for a minute, make that go mini. And then I'm going to come out there like that there like that, and then we're going to bring this up so that we can actually feed all of these lines. In fact, we don't need all of these lines now because we've got enough stress all going through one thing. So I'm going to get rid of all of these lines now, reclaiming myself a whole bunch of shafts and gearboxes. We'll attach that shaft to there. There we go, we've got rotational movement there. And then if we put a gearbox on there and go up a bit more, put a gearbox on there and go up a bit more. And we'll do this all the way up to the top of the building. There we are, we're at the very top. So now I can plug that in, and that's all going to work. Very good, we're creating stuff, we are producing. Let's plug that one in, and there we go. That's the second row of things all working. Lovely, all crafting nicely together. This is very good. And then we'll plug that. No, oh, we've got another one. No. Really? Really? Why? Okay, we can't have this row of crafters on, apparently. Can we have the one below it? No. No, we can't have this row of crafters either. What about this one? Are we allowed these ones? Yes, we can have these ones. Okay, good. What about are we allowed these ones? Yeah, we can have those ones. No, not allowed these ones. No. What about this row? The very last row, right at the bottom. Am I allowed the very last row? No. No, I'm not. I'm not allowed the last row either. Okay. Oh, stop it. Stop it. I'm destroying everything. Oh, and now that's kicked back in again because it needs more glowing. Jeez. Oh my goodness, that's loud. So aside from having a few issues with shafts, which I think a server restart will probably solve, it's kind of working, which means we are actually now generating a whole bunch of these different things, which is lovely. So I'll be back with you once I've restarted the server. The server's back. The noise is still horrendous, but am I allowed to plug things in again now? I am. Yes, it just needed a server restart. This is good news. I believe this is the last floor to plug in. With a lot of overstressed flashing at me for some reason. Come on, work. We're overstressed. How are we overstressed? We had 240 odd thousand SU and we only need 148. You don't know what's going on, dear. The Create New Age mod. Everyone should download it because it works perfectly. It's just create now. It's this lot. Look, the motor has no idea how much stress it's using. It hasn't got a clue. Right. At this point, literally the only thing I can do is just to add even more motors. I don't know if this is going to solve the problem. I doubt it. Okay, let's plug them in. I've only got one of those. I need to go find my other backpack. Oh, and the whole thing blew up. Of course it did. Why? You're all set to the same speed? Okay, let's take these things off the back. Maybe that's what's causing the problem. And let's just plug some motors in. So, no. 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 Okay, let's remove them all and start again. No. I give up. I give up on these stupid motors. Create New Age sucks. And on that note, good news. We've managed to craft a whole bunch of all my favourite blocks. Look at it all working perfectly. I think I need a new plan of how we're going to get 148,000 SU over here without using those stupid motors.